Hi guys. I don't even know where to begin. My husband and I were just had some downtime and some holiday days off, and back at it again today. But after these huge energy surges, my back is killing me, like to the point of like bringing me to tears. This is probably I would say about 10 times in the past 6, 7 months that my back has gotten to the point where, because I got high pain tolerance, and it's got me in tears. And I do the stretches. Um, I actually don't. I do some house cleaning, and I try to keep moving, but it's to the point where I can hardly move. Like, so I'm doing the turmeric. I'm doing essential oils. I also went and got CBD oil, which is sort of against the law here, but somebody knows somebody, so I'm giving that a shot too, because I just wanted to touch on the ascension symptoms. Um, I have not had symptoms like I have after about a year of being here, like I do. Um, Before I came here, I'd lost about 65 pounds. Um, and started to gain it back just a little bit. Um, about a year after being here, I started just like wanting to sleep. And I had tapped into more of the getting readings and things like that. And just searching. I've always been searching. And even after I got here and it got quiet and I was having a good old time, and I was blessed with being stuck, even though I'm with Charlie. This is the first time in my lifetime I've been by myself for hours on a day. And I know I've said this in one of my other lives, but I can't stress enough how important it has been for me to have time for me. I've always been one to always want to help other people, and because I love people, I love everybody, and I just want everybody to be okay and happy, and and I always want to be the peacemaker, and that sort of thing. And but nonetheless, I started getting a rash, and so I did some search on that. I've detoxed. I went and had a detox test. I came from America, mind you, so it said my body was 2/3 toxic. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I can give you a list of things that I have done besides drinking too much in my lifetime. And I mean heavy drinking. Not all the time, but heavy drinking enough where, for me, it just was not healthy. So it was ugly. It was an ugly part of me, but but it's other things, like when I worked at the school districts, I would clean the schools in the summertime. And mind you, it'd get really hot. Who wants to wear all the uniform? We weren't really monitored. If there was a lot of people around, I followed the rules, but I'm not one to always follow the rules. So I did things without gloves, masks, that sort of thing sometimes. So I do know, on top of smoking even, that was not healthy for me. And I could start feeling that too, at some stage. And I felt so hopeless, though, that I just did whatever, and it got to a point where I sort of knew things were going to change, and I just threw my hands up in the air and I got rid of everything and up and left. And mind you, I had no idea it would be here. But anyway, I started getting this rash, and so I did everything I could, because they consider that candida. So I went gluten-free, completely gluten-free. Like, I hardly was eating anything. I took all of the over-the-counter herbs. I drank a lot of water. The only thing I never did do fast, I never thought about that then. But then there became a pattern. Like, what's weird is like I would feel certain energies and I would get downloads and all sorts of things would be happening at night. And then I was learning to meditate during the day and weird things were getting, I was able to see strange things there. And I started journaling this stuff down. Because it all started coming together. Then synchronicities was something that I learned. Those started coming in more and more and more. So anyway, my back started hurting a little over a year ago. And there's never a day it doesn't hurt. But like today, all I want to do is cry because it hurts so bad. But guess what? I choose me. And yes, I did work a little bit this morning, but I knew, and I ran my dog, so I did do a little bit. But, you know, sometimes I'm stubborn enough that something's going to happen where I choose me. And I choose me to lay here, not feel sorry for myself. I'm just letting you know it hurts. I've done a lot of breathing, sending that area love, because I know that if you look up, and I've done this for many people, and they said thank you because they didn't know, because I didn't know either, is that there is a spiritual side to every pain in your body. And usually the lower back coincides with security. Some things around finance. But I'm finding out that it goes as far back as the Atlantean Age, which energetically is attached to all of us, whether we want to believe that or not. I'm just supposed to share. What you take is what you take. If you don't take anything, that's fine. I don't push anything on anybody, because if anybody started pushing anything on me, the more you get to know me, you'll see a side that's like pretty sassy. So usually I just get quiet and I just, but nonetheless, if you look up spiritual meaning to body pains, you can even specify and say back pain, and it'll bring up something. I usually just go and read those until, oh, that makes sense. Like something that I haven't released yet. Everybody wants to get into manifesting and this ascension. I used to tell people that there's stuff going on that I can't explain. I don't even know in my head. Like I couldn't listen. I had like many voices, and I'm realizing what those voices were now. But there's this ascension is bigger than what we can comprehend. But it's specific to us individually. So when I would listen to just specific people on manifesting, it made sense to me, but I also knew that it was bigger than that even. So I just keep searching. Well, I don't really search like I told you in my other ones. I just let things come to me. If I feel like there's something I need to look at or sort out or whatever, I'm very active. Most of my day is spent dealing with the immediate reactions I have, thoughts that run through my mind all day long. Because what I've learned in the ascension is it's about me. Life has always been about me. And that is the opposite of what we've all been taught. That doesn't mean you don't help your mother. That doesn't mean you don't be there for your kids. But it's at any given moment, it is about you. And it's okay to be about you. And that was the hardest thing for me. So, but nonetheless, let's go back to the pains and everything and the symptoms. I didn't realize that what was happening to me was Spirit brought me to a place where I can deal with deep, deep emotional pain. because there's an emotion that I have attached to, not just in this lifetime, because I am the soul that resides inside me. I am. And this soul inside me, this energy inside me, has lived multiple lifetimes. So there's energetic signatures attached from those lifetimes that have affected each lifetime that I am has gone into another vessel. So I picked my soul. I picked this lifetime in this vessel because I knew this being here in this vessel could handle this shit. And that blows me away. And I knew I was tolerant of pain. I've been through some shit. And I'm going to be honest with you. I try really hard not to do this, and I'm going to keep not doing it because I am fucking important. My stuff that I've gone through in this lifetime is no worse or no less than anyone else's. There could be one person on this planet that comes to me. Well, I'll give you an example. I used to work with a coworker. I would tell her like a little something that, is having a rough day or, whatever. And she looks at me and she just didn't understand that. She's never had a rough day. She's never had a rough childhood. She was brought up amazed. She'd share me stories. Her childhood was like picture perfect to anybody's childhood that they would ever want. But she also was, pretty much in her I am at that time. And I didn't know that. But I was just like, she just didn't get a bad day even. And I could never understand that. I just shook my head like, what the fuck, But there was a couple of times that she began to struggle with something. And she knew she could come to me because of all the struggles I've shared with her that I would understand. But besides that, she would come to me and I would feel for her. I would help her out. But I was like, I would look at her at the same time as like, you got this. What? Why don't you understand? This should be really simple because you don't have a bad day. So it seemed like she figured life out. Come to realize that in her previous lifetimes, as I've looked back at this situation, that she's got stuff that she doesn't realize is in there from previous lifetimes that were starting to come out then. And I didn't know this stuff then. That's why I was confused why she would even come to me. But I still felt for her, like my heart just burst because she was sad, and so it doesn't matter who you are. When you feel sad or you go through an experience, it's your experience. And when you share that, that is real to you. And that's what's important. Now we don't want to live in that sadness and stay there. We'll find our way out of it, sort of thing. So, but I didn't realize how deep anything was. I had to get put into a place 9,000 miles away from my kids. And a little more than that away from my mom. She's a couple states away from my kids. And, I'm blessed to have a fabulous husband. But I'm blessed to have found me. And I'm really learning that we are so much more than the pain I'm feeling. We're so much more. And all this is just symptoms to me cleaning out my house. That I've hoarded emotions. I've hoarded emotions and didn't even know I was doing it. So if we can just, like me, like, so when I hurt like this, I try really hard to remember that it's not just this lifetime and that I've got to pick me. It's okay to lay here on this bed for a little while and do my essential oils. They actually smell so good. It just relaxes me. I love aromatherapy. So I just thought I'd be real with you guys. And I'm also really lightheaded today. These symptoms lately, I get these downloads and I go through and what I realized is they kind of come in waves. And this time around, it's not so much, even though I cried now, it's just because I'm a sensitive being, but they come in waves, and these waves have been one right after another. Boom, 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 boom. And I just, my body doesn't have time to catch up. And I even got a cold sore instead of a cold, which is pretty rare. I usually get the cold, but I haven't even been sick while I've been here. I've just not felt well in my bones, like my hips. I get pins and needles all over me, and everybody's like, well, I don't want to deal with Ascension if that's what you get. Do you know what you get when you get through this stuff? I am telepathic. I was telepathically talking to my husband in his sleep. You get your third eye. Have you ever experienced sensations, or like you close your eyes and you literally look like you're looking at a TV screen and you get information? I have actually felt genuine, not this fake ass motherfucking shit that's out there, happiness. Like fucking genuine happiness. It's incredible. I don't even know where to go with all that. I could just keep going and going and going. So I just have to sit, and I'm supposed to share that sometimes it's okay just to sit down and do nothing. And that is not something I've done all my entire life. We're taught 9 to 5, get up no matter what. No. It's time to start choosing you, and that you fucking matter. And when I'm looking at this screen, I'm talking to myself, not just anybody who wants to view this. But I tell myself it's fucking okay to choose you. And the time is now, because I'm going to tell you something. We've all been, okay? But I know for me, because that's the one I can speak the most for, non-trusting. 50 years. I'm 50 years old. Non-trusting. If these energies weren't so damn intense and real, and the experience I've experienced, I'm telling you, this shit's fucking real. Even if you do not believe in anything but what you want to believe in, you still are feeling some shit. So, in your own head, in your own self, because at the end of the day, that's what you got when you hit that pillow, is to be honest with yourself. You know there's some shit going on. Open yourself up to it. I've got heaven here. I miss my kids, and I'm going to start traveling and things like that, but I'm purging. They're getting me to purge all the bullshit out. Things are changing for the better. This planet will not go back to what it was. And that's what I know. I don't know how, where, why, what. There's so much going on. It's so big. So these little back pains I have, or shoulder pains I get, or, neck pains, or whatever. Teeth pain. Pins and needles all over my body. Rashes. This is shit that is going on. And doctors take my blood. Here, you're fine. So I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. Get that taken care of. Just, because, illnesses are still going to be prominent until we can all energetically heal our emotions. But nonetheless, go to the doctor, get it all taken. If you're fine, it's Ascension symptoms. And if you guys ever need anyone to talk to about anything, There's nothing you can't tell me I ain't heard. There ain't nothing you can tell me that I ain't seen. Because I've seen truths that would knock the fucking shit out of anyone about what's going on this planet. And some of you might even know more than me. But what I do know would knock, people would just go absolutely bonkers, off the chain. So anyway, I was told that whether I felt like shit or not, to get on here and share how you feel, what's going on. And so I am. So that's what I'm going to do. And I appreciate you guys listening to me. My name is Renee Harris. I am important and I love me. So I am going to continue to relax here. I might journal. I might just bring my paints in here or something and get creative while I'm sitting here, you know. I already did a meditation. That was off the chain. I could get another 20 minutes out of that one. But anyway. But if you ever just want to chat, give me a jingle. Find me on Facebook. Renee Nay Harris. Peace. I love you.